Hi. So I did just finish up Kingdom Hearts 2, Volume 1 by Shiro Amano. I don't really give a shit about this book. um, it's one of those books that I got in a lot of manga that I don't really care about, but I can put in my classroom now, which is great. I want to say 2 out of 5 stars. That's what I'm thinking here. So I got to see what we're doing next. See what's coming out of Pennywise today. Let's do this right here. That'll have to do for this. So hopefully I'm not gonna get another one out of the big wall because I've been pulling out of there a lot. Let's see. You know, oh my god, I can tell by the color that's gonna be another one from the big wall, but hopefully it's something good from the big wall. It is going to be. It's 40 days. It's my own book. I'll be right back. So I'll be continuing my journey, rereading my own books here with the new covers. This is 40 Days. This is the second book in the Pentology of Hell. I'm actually just wrote a novella, Pentology novella, so that's kind of fun. But this should be a quick one. I should be able to finish it today. This might be a big book week. I think it's going to be. Hopefully, at some point though, I run into a good book too. I mean, not saying my book's not good, but like, it's not going to give me anything profound and new. Like I wrote this book. I know what happened, so that's where we're at. Hi, here I am avoiding doing my grad school homework by reading, which is better than avoiding doing my grad school homework by buying books, which is what I used to do. So, baby steps. Um, I did finish up 40 Days. This is my own book. Honestly, this is my favorite book in the Pentology of Hell. It could be because of Alan. Alan is my favorite character. Alan is one of my favorite characters. You might say, your favorite character is Casey. You've written 6 books about him, and I might say, yeah, probably. But the difference between Alan and Casey is that Casey I've had in my head since I was about 5 years old. Like, okay, maybe not 5. At least 7, though. He wasn't always terribly abused like he is now, but he's always been a bit of an issue. Um, but Alan, man, and this is Alan's debut, and he's a lot of fun. I don't know. I really enjoy Alan. I think this is my favorite Pentology book. I don't know. It's a lot different than the other ones where in the real world we got the apocalypse. It's like a weird little quest situation. I enjoy it. But that is that. That's one more down. 30, 30. Got 40 left until I can buy 5 books. And I'm going to say the really struggling one has been the really struggling one. The really struggle aspect of this has been me not being able to buy my own new covers. I really want my new cover of One More Sad Song. I'm so excited. But especially considering I'm probably going to Barnes and Noble this weekend, and that's gonna affect things as well. But you know, because I'm only worried about online books anyway. Let's see what we're doing next. I'm gonna put you right there. This is the only annoying thing about the. Where did it go? I know I dropped one and it's gone now. What the hell? Hmm. There it is. About the microphone is that I'm trying to like use my hands. I don't know. But when I clip it, it's just not all. I'm still figuring shit out. I've never had a microphone before. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Whenever I dig, I just end up with one from the back wall. That's because the back wall is the biggest. Um, what would you know? It's one from the back wall. Oh, I'm gonna reread Doctor Sleep. All right, I'm gonna go find that. I'll be right back. All right, here she is. There was a minor collapse when I grabbed Doctor Sleep because it was near the bottom. And all the books I've gotten from the back wall, not all, but a vast majority of them have been from the same stack. And my thought is that once I finish a stack, then the stack behind it goes into the TBR jar. And I thought that it was going to take a long time, but every single one has been from the first stack, like the stack closest to my music station. And granted, there's still, what, like probably 40, 40. Do not play with those. She's trying to play with this stuff. That is not for her. Granted, again, there's a lot in that stack still, but it's all been from that stack, which has been weird. I don't know. Dr. Sleep, if I didn't have a 4-day weekend, I would say this is going to take me a while, but I might be done before I think. So I'm reading next. I don't think I've read this book since I read it the first time. I think I've only read this book once, which makes you were not playing with that either. God damn it. I think that makes this makes that kind of fun. I don't know. I'm intrigued. I haven't read this in a long time. We'll see how it goes. I also own the movie on DVD when I haven't watched it, so I might have to do that after I read it. I don't know. We'll see. That's everything. I'll talk to you when I finish Doctor Sleep, and if I don't finish Doctor Sleep before Friday, I'll talk to you after I come back from Barnes and Noble. Hi, just wanted to do a bit of an update. Not a reading update, though I can do that as well. This is where I'm at. I am how many pages in? Uh-huh. 365 pages into Doctor Sleep. I can totally finish this today. I would love to. It's been a really fun reread. I've only read it once. Like I said, I read it like right when it came out. Because I was deep in Stephen King at that point. I haven't read it since. It's been a fun time. It's making me excited to watch the movie, which I do own on DVD. So, reading update over. So, I've mentioned before that one of the biggest temptations was purchasing new covers of my books. And I knew that if I broke on that, I would break on literally everything. And it happened. I think I had a. I'm not quitting, but I think I had a pretty good run. um, I've been going for like a month, really, of not purchasing new books. I had a bunch come in at the beginning, which always helps with that. But I did. I broke and I bought those ones, which wouldn't have been a big deal. But then I also bought other ones. And so we are adjusting. Adjustment is the key word here. Remember where you heard that first. No more. You have to have a plan now. Adjustment is the key word here. Um, so the new idea. And again, we're still aiming to hit 29.90. That is my current goal right now, is to get the book all down to 29.90. Once we hit that, we'll readjust, we'll figure out what we're doing next. The only books I will buy online, and this is not until I hit 29.90. This is like an indefinite thing, are my own books with my new coverage, or if I publish a new one. Everything else, in-person book buying, a-okay. Again, I've mentioned this before, I don't really have that many options to do that where I live. There's no bookstore, there's no real thrift store. There's really no options of physically purchasing books where I live, which is fine. Look at that thing. So when I am in a place where that is an option, I do enjoy it, especially when it comes to like secondhand bookstores. I love the thrill of the hunt of a secondhand bookstore. So that's my idea. Only physically purchasing books, unless they are my own. And that's where I'm at. Again, we're adjusting. We're not switching it, we're not changing it, we're not giving up. I'm not giving up. Uh that physical TBR count is going to be going up. It'll go up this Friday when my own books come in, and possibly more because I maybe go to Barnes and Noble. I don't know yet. It's a possibility. I've mentioned this before. And then again next week when the other books I ordered came in. I did talk about this a little bit on my blog. It's a Tumblr blog. Um, if you are, I've got 9 followers. If you're one of the 9, you may have seen it. I'm also sharing all my new covers on that one. Obviously, if you're like stalking my Amazon page, you'll see them as they come up. But if you're not, they are all. I'm posting them all on that blog. Um, I have not been linking the Fiverr artists that are doing all of them. If you're curious about any of them, let me know, and I will give you the link to the artist that did it. I probably should have been linking them from the beginning, but I didn't. So there's that. That is my new adjustment here. Um, so look forward to a couple more book haul clips coming soon. I hope to finish this today. I do need to go to the school and do some work. I have not planned for tomorrow yet. I need to do so. But other than that, Doctor Sleep, books coming. Say la vie. That's what we've got going on today. Oh, y'all better appreciate that 29 you're seeing, because it's the last you're gonna see of it for a while, I think. I mentioned it. It's gonna be bad, man. Oh, it's gonna be bad. But it is what it is. I did finish my reread of Doctor Sleep. This is only the second time I've read this book, I'm pretty sure. I know I read it right when it came out. I was deep in Stephen King at that point. It was like high school. High school, all I read was Stephen King. um, this book is really fucking sad. Like, The Shining has never been one of my favorite Stephen King books. I enjoy it, and it does have its very creepy moments. I'm interested to reread it, especially after rereading this, because The Shining's never been one of my favorites. I didn't reread it 1,000 times. Like I reread it, and The Stand, and The Long Walk, and Needful Things, and what else did I reread 1,000 times? Christine, stuff like that. I've ne- never reread The Shining like that. So I am interested to reread The Shining now, especially after reading this and how fucking sad it is. This book is about generational trauma. It's about accepting the parts of you that you get from your parents who may or may not have been terrible. And knowing that you love them even if you maybe shouldn't. And it's also really gross at points too, but it's not like super super like I mean King's been much grosser, but I do know that like the baseball boy gets brought up a lot. I think more in conjunction with the movie. I haven't watched the movie. I own the movie. I am interested to watch the movie. I did, however, because it's so infamous, I did watch part of the baseball boy scene. I didn't watch the whole thing 'cause I don't want to be super spoiled, but I did watch part of it, and I think it's mostly because that little kid is so good at screaming his fucking lungs out. Mostly. Um. Anyway, this is a good one. I think even if you don't care much for The Shining, this is a really good one. Because I don't care much for The Shining. I mean, it's a good book, but I don't really care all that much for it. It's a good one. So the next read, let me clip this. I even have a collar today, so clipping this shouldn't be that difficult. I don't know. Yeah, that could have been better. So let's see what we're reading next. We'll pull this one. All right. Oh, it's not from the back wall. That's rare. It's mostly from the back wall. It's a manga. It is Rurouni Kenshin 28. Can I see that? It says 2 on it. I can see that. 1 minute. So I was just gonna accept that this was gonna be my last book of the weekend. I think I could very easily finish this tonight as well. I should just finish this tonight because it's a manga and I should just finish it. But that's that. I will talk to you then very soon. The first of my books should not come in until Friday, so there will be some in this vlog, because I do these pretty much weekly at this point. And those ones are all gonna be like my books, like that I wrote. So I don't feel bad about that. But no, as I said, going forward, the only books I want to buy online are mine when I get my new covers or when I publish new books. Everything else, I want to go strictly to buying stuff in person. And it would be great if I could get lots of stuff, like like all of my physical media. I could go strictly to doing it in person. Um, I don't know, but just warning you, it's gonna get a little bit ugly here for a minute or so. Hi, I finished her. I don't give a shit. So this is the 28th volume of Rurouni Kenshin, and you may say, Aurora, that's the last volume of Rurouni Kenshin. Have you read the rest of Rurouni Kenshin? And the answer is no. I may have read a volume here or there. My gut is telling me I read like volume 14 or some shit like that. I don't know. When I get these lots of manga from eBay, a lot of the time, and I'm not doing, even when I went on my fucking spree earlier today, I didn't touch eBay. Okay? I only bought books, like I picked books out, It wasn't like the randomizing gambling shit that eBay does to me. But when I did that, it would give me a bunch of just random ass manga and random volumes. And so I didn't read them in order. And if you ever ask, Aurora, do you like skim because you read a lot and you read so much and you read so fast? The answer is only when it's something like Rurouni Kenshin Volume 28 that I don't give a shit about, that I haven't read the rest of the manga series. I'm more likely to skim a manga than I am a regular book. Anyway, that out of the way. I just don't care about this. There was a little one shot at the end of it called Meteor Strike, which I liked marginally more. I think though that's just because I knew what was happening. Also, I would like to point out I don't like the whole samurai manga thing. I don't. I kind of am not big into the actiony manga anymore. I was when I was a teenager. I'm not anymore. But when they're fucking samurai, it gets even worse. So, I finished it. Now I can never touch it again. Also, look up the author. He's got some fun stuff going on. All right. Pennywise. Let's see what we got. I'm hoping for something good. I'm hoping for something interesting. I'm hoping for like a novel that is good and interesting. We'll do this one. I didn't drop any, did I? know. Okay. All right. All right. This is. Oh, I bet it's gonna be from the back wall again, which could be good, could be great, could be bad. It is Insignia. I'm going to go find that. I believe that is a YA. I'm going to find that and I'm going to see if I can read that or if it's some kind of sequel and I can trade it out for a different book that I could read. I'll be right back. Oh my god, you don't even know. That took forever to find, but I did find it. That is Insignia by S.J. Kincaid. This is one I remember being fairly popular when it came out in 2012. It is a YA, it is a YA sci fi. It does have a male main character, little bit interesting. I don't know. I guess I just assumed S.J. Kincaid was a woman. She is. Look at that. Look at her go. Wonderful. It is the first book in the series, so I can read it. We'll see. I hope it's a quick one. YA 2012 YA. If it's not a book I read in 2012 when I was a YA, it could be very hit or miss. I remember this one. I don't remember anybody talking about sequels, which is a little bit of a red flag, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I hope I can finish it soon. Again, we got a 2-day week tops this week. Friday we got off. If our girls win volleyball, we might get a half day on Thursday. So I'm hoping. I don't care about sports, but when it can get me days off of work, I'm all for it. But yeah, that is that. I will talk to you. Hopefully, I will finish Insignia before my books come in. I'm assuming I'll be able to. I'll be able to. It is a YA science fiction novel, and I shouldn't have books until Friday. So that is that. I will talk to you later, and goodbye. Hi, hello. I finished up Insignia by S.J. Kincaid. I'm gonna say I like this a lot more than I thought I was going to. I had pretty low expectations going in, honestly. It's a YA sci-fi, kind of dystopian, following this kid in this future world where all these wars are fought via proxies, and everybody who fights is teenagers because they got some brain elasticity. And so he ends up joining the military in that situation. And I wasn't thinking I was gonna like it, but honestly, it was a really fun time. This is one of those books. It came out in 2012. If I had read this in 2012, holy shit, man! It would have been. It would. I guarantee you, it would be sitting like next to the Gone series right now as one of my favorites. I'm a little older now. I'm 28. It's no longer 2012. But I genuinely do think that. I think this is a very good first book in a YA series. I think that the characterization is consistent. We do have funny side characters as we always do in 2012 YA books, and honestly, they're actually funny a lot of times. I laughed. I thought Vic was hilarious. Not gonna lie. I had a good time with it. I think honestly, if I was reading it as my 2025 self, I would give it a 4. But this is a YA novel. I'm 28 years old. I'm giving it a 5 because if I read this when I was a teenager, I would have given it a 5. So, giving this a 5. I had a fun time with it. My next read. Let's see what Pennywise has for us today. Um, I may not be going to Barnes& Noble tomorrow, which is good because I do know that looking at my online things, a lot of the stuff that I ordered earlier this week is coming in tomorrow. So there will be books tomorrow regardless. But here's my little my next read here. Let's see. I think it's from the back wall again. Most of these are from the back wall because that's what most of my books are. But okay. Come on, please. Doing this one-handed is not it. Girl Up. I think I know what that is. I'll be right back. I found it. It only took me like 20 seconds. This is Girl Up. It is by Laura Bates. I believe this is a YA self-help book. It says kick ass, claim your woman card, and crush everyday sexism. Now again, I'm not a teenage girl any longer, but it is what it is. So that is what we're reading next. I probably won't finish it before I get to get some books in the mail, just because I know that I've got stuff coming tomorrow, and I may go to Barnes and Noble. I might. It might happen. It might just happen. Like we're gonna be in Fargo, where Barnes and Noble is, and it might just happen. But we'll see. Just know that there will be a book haul being filmed tomorrow. That number, which has been so prettily going down, is gonna jack right back up. Right back up. Possibly right where we started, but except for it's not where we started, because we started at 3,000. It's gonna jack right up to where it was after all those books came in. Genuinely. Genuinely. 2990 is even farther out of reach. I had hopes I would hit it before the end of the year. I don't know anymore. We're still gonna try. I'm still trying. I don't know anymore. So we'll see. That is everything. I will talk to you later. Goodbye. I told you that it was going to be a doozy. Good news, did not go to Barnes and Noble. Bad news, got 12 books in the mail. Four of them are my own, new covers. I'm ending with those because I love them. Especially, can you fucking now, please? She's biting me. Um, especially the One More Sad Song one. Um, so let's get into it. First book, the graphic novel for Lord of the Flies. I love Lord of the Flies. I have a whole Lord of the Flies shelf. I wrote a whole book inspired by Lord of the Flies. Lord of the Flies is my favorite book I had to read for school. It is one of my favorite books of all time. I was curious about the graphic novel. Already, the chronology, I flipped through it. The chronology of Maurice and Roger killing sandcastles and then Roger throwing rocks. A little bit messed up, not how it happened in the book, kind of ruins Maurice's character. But I'm picky about Maurice and Roger, so it is what it is. Did pick this one up. Also, picked up You Found Oliver. This is one that was I did have pre-ordered, and then my debit card got frauded, and so it was pre-ordered through Amazon, and not through something where I had it going through PayPal. So the pre-order got canceled. So I don't count this as much against me because I was gonna get this book. um, Sequel to You've Reached Sam. I enjoy Dustin Tao. I think he's a pretty good young adult author. Also, King Sorrow, Joe Hill. I recently read Horns, possibly one of my favorite books of the year. This one I already had my eye on, and so after reading Horns and loving it, it was kind of a no-brainer. But again, kind of trying to stop that, even if there are no-brainers. The Second Death of Locke by V.L. Bovalino. This is one that I've had my eye on for a while. Every time it gets mentioned, I get more and more intrigued by it. I think that from what I've heard, there's some gender role reversal that seems interesting in here. I don't know. The Princess Knight by Kate Jacobs. I don't know. It just looked fun. You're Being Posted by Dean Harrow. I read One Dead Thing or something like that. It was on my Kindle. It was the zombie thing by Dean Harrow. I enjoyed it enough. And when it comes to this, again, just seemed fun. Graphic novel of Monster Blood. Monster Blood is my favorite Goosebumps book, and I was just intrigued because I saw they started making Goosebumps graphic novels, and they had one for Monster Blood, which is my favorite. So I figured I'd give it a shot. The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. I have read other things by Joe Abercrombie. Again, seemed fun. His favorite volume 13. Figured I'd finish up collecting the series. I did also pre-order volume 14. I thought there were only going to be 13 volumes, but I guess there's volume 14 now. I have it pre-ordered. And then we get to mine. So, variety of Fiverr artists again. If you are interested in any of them, let me know and I'll send you a link to their profile. So I'm gonna do One More Sad Song last because I like it the most. First up, I've got one for Life and Anachronism. This is a set of short stories and essays. So we've got that bad boy right there. After that, I've got Sunset, which the first two Vendetic books already had covers that I could use. And I just asked her. She's the same woman who did all my Pentology books. Like, can you make it kind of match those? And she really did a good job. She did a great job. It's even a little bit too dark, just like the other ones. So, no, I complain, but it's fine. New Match. New Match has been one of my really popular ones this year, mostly because I sent it to Haley Hughes and a bunch of people read it and downloaded it because of that. But now we got a new cover. And finally, La pièce de résistance. One More Sad Song with the character art. That's Zeke. There's Zeke on the front there. Look how pissed he looks. That is fucking Zeke to a T. I'm so happy with it. I'm so excited to get the rest of these books in this. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm very pumped when I get the other ones in here. I do also have Serial Killers with Cookies. Second Teen On book and Carl and Jimmy just got new covers. We're in the process, or it's very close. I've seen cover art for all of them. Very excited for all those two. I have the three. I mean, I do really like these Teen On covers. I really do. But I really dig the Carl and Jimmy one. The person had do Carl and Jimmy is the same one who did Columbiner. Oh, I'm really digging the Carl and Jimmy cover. I know it's one of my worst books, but man, our upcoming cover is gonna be great. But again, I also really enjoy Royal Blood. Serial Killers with Cookies is probably my least favorite of three, but that's also the one that needs the least help getting sold because the title does that alone. That's why Serial Killers with Cookies is always my top seller. Always. Book fairs, everything. everyone wants to read serial killers with cookies because they'll stop, and this has happened at book fairs. They stop and go like serial killers with cookies. So it doesn't need as good of a cover as the other ones. But none of those covers have been posted yet. They might get by the time that this vlog goes up, but I've been pretty current, and I don't know, it depends. But yeah, that is that. I did read a Kindle book today. That doesn't count though. And I got a good chunk into my next read. But it's not finished yet. I could possibly finish it before the end of the night. We'll see. I guess if you see me again, I did. But overall, it's been a pretty solid reading week. I mean, I've read like 6 books, 7 now counting that Kindle book, 8 if I read the other one. So it makes this feel less bad. And I didn't go quite up all the way. Granted, my bookshop.org and my book editors have not come in yet, but I have not gotten up all the way to the tippy top of what these vlogs have seen. I think that will. Definitely will, because I've got 12 more coming. Right? 11? 11 more coming, I think. So I think it will. No, 12. It's 12. I forgot about one. But as of right now, we're not still at the tippy top. But yeah, no. Unless I really kick it into gear this Christmas break, I don't think I'm gonna be hitting 29.90 before the end of the year. But we'll see. That is everything. I'll talk to you later. Goodbye. Hi. I did finish it up. I finished up Girl Up by Laura Bates, which is a young adult teen self-help book about feminism, basically. And the main issue with this is just how 2016 it is. It was published in 2016, and it is very, very, very 2016 in all the references. Fucking Gangnam Style this reference, which is hilarious. Um, but no, I finished it. It was fine. I do think it's definitely a product of its time. It does still have some interesting and some good stuff in there. Unfortunately, a lot of things haven't changed since 2016 and have gotten worse in many ways, actually. So it is what it is. All right, let's pull one from Pennywise. See what we're reading next. If I keep reading at this rate, might not hit a new high, but we'll see. Ooh, it might be not something from the back wall this time. Oh, it's even something from there. I'm gonna read the Halloween Tree, which is a short one. I'm gonna grab that and then we'll talk about that briefly. All right, here it is. It's pretty short, like I said. The only Bradbury I've read, other than Fahrenheit 451, is a couple of odd short stories here and there. So I'm pretty excited, actually. I believe this is also a children's book, so it should be a good time. I will hopefully update you tomorrow with the fact that I've finished this. Probably won't tonight. It's already getting a bit late. I'm already tired, so probably won't tonight, but tomorrow for sure. And I will talk to you later. And hopefully, again, it's when I finish that, and not when more of those mistakes come in. Hello, kill the TBR vlog. I've decided to switch up my TBR because I'm getting antsy, and I've realized that once I get antsy, if I don't change my TBR, I'm going to start buying books. So, sorry, I thought that turned off. What's weird though is that currently I'm reading the Halloween Tree, and I'm halfway through it. And normally when I get antsy, normally it's like a big book. Normally like it's Terry Goodkind that kills me, but we're rolling with it. Remember, adjustment is the key word here. So, I've decided I went through, I put my giant stacks of books that were sitting by my desk away. I threw away all the things in the TBR jar thing, TBR Pennywise, and I went through my Her Kid spreadsheet and I made a TBR based off of that. So each one of these does correlate with a different prompt in a different section of prompts for Her Kid, unless I've already finished it like by the hundreds and subgenres of choice. So first up, for duology, for Series Staircase, I am reading the second volume of Blue Period by Tsubasa Yamaguchi. This is a not just a duology, but for Series Staircase, I decided to just kind of do the next 2 books in the series. So I've got this for award seasons for a finalist. A finalist in the Hugos, actually, was Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry. For subscription box, from Book of the Month, I got Intermezzo. I have not yet read a Sally Rooney. This will be my first. Is that a mistake? You'll tell me if it is. I don't really care. All right, 2015. Count 2015 in Japan. Delicious in Dungeon Volume 1. Okay, musical. So this is one that has a musical. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. This has both, of course, the Disney musical, but also Notre Dame de Paris, which is the only musical I care about, really. Um, Disability. So we have a deaf mute main character. The Stand. Hispanic Heritage Month for Heritage Months. They both died at the end by Adam Silvera. Considered swapping this out for More Happy Than Not because I read More Happy Than Not right when it came out and I loved it. I haven't read it since. I know I have it in the book wall. It's in the back wall back there, but I got this one. Translation from Arabic. We've got Frankenstein in Baghdad by Ahmed Sadawi. Um, 4. Orange. So there was can you see it? You can't. It's kind of hidden on the other side. There's a book up there that is bright orange, and I really didn't want to read it. This kind of counts. The Crown of Earth by Hilary Bell. I read the series before, so I can read book 3. It's okay. Don't touch me. Um, South America. This one, oh, I missed one. I skipped it. Around the World, South America. The Drowned Cities of Paulo Bacagalupi. I know that this takes place in the Caribbean. I'm fairly certain it dips down in South America. All right, Burning. This is for quotes. My quote is "Burning is no answer." And I could not for the life of me find one that had burning, so I went with Burn. So I have Burn Baby Burn: The Watts Riot by Jerry Cohen and William S. Murphy. For spooky creatures, vampires, I have what it currently counts as my favorite book of the year, but I did get another copy of it because I wanted a nice hardcover because I think it's my favorite book of the year, and that's Lost Souls by Poppy Z. Bright. And I'm so excited to reread it, even though when did I read it the first time? A month and a half ago. But sometimes when you got a favorite book, man, you just know. You just know. I'm very excited to reread it. Um, for water in the title, or a water-related word, I have Rain by V.C. Andrews. For I believe this is for readathon challenge or something like that. Either way, a long book. I have Vanity Fair by William Makepeace Thackeray. For farm animals, I have Wolves of the Calla by Stephen King. I know that they were doing farming. I'm pretty sure they've got farm animals like oxen and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure. Okay. For lesbian, and dear God, I need lesbian book recs because the amount of time it took me to find one and it ended up being one of my own was astronomical. I was considering skipping it for now. And then because I knew I had one in my like recently hauled, I was like, what about me? Do I have any books that got new covers recently that have a lesbian character? And like I just entirely forgot about Circus Wings. Circus Wings by me. So by the way, Royal Blood cover coming soon. I'm excited. Um, A for my favorite Hercule 1 prompt, which is A to Z challenge for A. I have Angel Sanctuary Volume 2. Uh, for BIPOC authors, I have Japanese. I have Arjiveda Volume 2. For releases, for this one, I'm just doing a book released in a different month of 2025. And so this one I didn't go in order. All these other ones I've been kind of going in order. At least I've been filling in the gaps in order right now. This one I just found a book that took place in 20 that had been published in 2025, and I figured out what month it was. 'Cause I hadn't even touched that one yet. October, All of Us Murderers came out. For nonfiction, picked a history book, and that is Liberty or Death by Peter McPhee. And for Q's recommendations, which again I have not even touched yet, a book that got a full reading vlog is We Could Be So Good by Cat Sebastian. So that is my new TBR plan. Like I said, I have to make new TBR plans when I get antsy, or I'm going to start buying books. So you just have to suffer through the fact that I'm going to say I'm going to read all these books, and then probably I'm going to get halfway through it and get bored and make a new TBR plan. It keeps me from buying more books. That's what it does. It's like it's shopping the book wall is what it is. So you're just gonna have to be aware of that. Yes, we're still sitting at 30-38 because I have not yet finished the Halloween tree. I think when it comes to picking from these, I think I'm just gonna pick what I want to read the most. I don't think I'm gonna randomize this at all. I think I'm just gonna pick what I want to read the most, and then when they're all done, assuming I'm still in the mood, I'll do another round like this. So that is that. I wrote everything down in my little. This is my fun little. It's like I don't even know what to call it. It's not really commonplace. I just put random shit in here too. And sometimes I do weird little drawings. I'm not an artist. I'm really not. I made this though. with a sticker on the other side. I don't know. I just have fun. It's a journal. I guess it's not really a junk journal though, because I don't have to put a bunch of junk in there. It's just a random journal. I don't know. It is what it is. Not everything needs a name. That's everything. I will talk to you later. Goodbye. I don't know why I signed off like it was a video. I'll see you in like half a second. I don't know. Hi, another one of my mistakes came in the mail. Rovers by Richard Lange. I picked this up because Joe Hill recommended it, and after reading Horns, I'm just willing to do whatever Joe Hill says, if we're being completely honest here. Oh, it comes to so cute from Better World Books. Bought it off of eBay. +1. I still have a book outlet order coming. I still have some bookshop.org books coming. I still have a TikTok book order coming. I think that's it. I did also get a bunch of new covers recently, but I'm not as fussed about those as I have said. I will order them. That's fine. I don't know. I've been watching Margaret Adele. I had to look over to see her name. Margaret Adele's TBR she got from 400 to 0. And I'm interested, but also I know that if I start something new, that's gonna jack everything up. So we're holding strong. We're doing what we were doing. Yes, we just got a new one, but it is what it is. Hi. I just finished up The Halloween Tree by Ray Bradbury. This is the only full-length Bradbury that I've read, and it's not even that big, other than Fahrenheit 451, and it is really just fucking beautiful. I think that he does. I'm gonna get a little center myself a bit. Choke on my own fucking spit, Jesus Christ. I think that he really does. Oh, man, like this is clearly a children's novel, but he didn't dumb it down. It has just as much impact as his full length stuff, and I just like it's nuts, man. It's nuts. It's great. I love it. It was fantastic. There was a lot in here. I think that could be dug into pretty well. I'm not going to do that here, but I really appreciated it. So now the downside of not using Pennywise TBR jar anymore is that I have no clue what I'm reading next. So part of me is drawn to a reread of The Stand. Part of me is drawn to a reread of Lost Souls. I honestly think the biggest part of me is drawn to The Hunchback of Notre Dame. So I think that's what I'm reading next. I'm going to go grab that really quickly here. All right, so this will be my next read. I have read about half of this book before, but I never finished it. I loved it. I mean, I loved the first half. It is so hilariously just it's a funny book. It's a very fucking funny book. From what I remember, my favorite scene is where Quasimodo is on trial, and he's deaf in the novel, and so is the judge who is trying him. But the judge does not want to let anybody know that he's deaf, and so neither of these people can hear each other. But the entire audience can hear both of them, and they're just cracking up. So I'm excited to reread and finish up. Grangoire is so pathetic. You know I love a pathetic man. So excited, excited to reread the first half and then finish it up. I have not, like I said, I haven't read it in its entirety before. I'm hoping I love the entire thing as much as I love the first half because I do have several copies in the book wall because I'm like, this is gonna be one of those classics that I just get a million copies of. Not right now. There are two of them. It's this one and Lord of the Flies. Lord of the Flies has a head start, but it is this. That's what I'm reading next. That is probably the end of this week's vlog. Uh, just because I don't foresee myself finishing that before I upload all my videos to Dropbox to then, get the clips. So that's the end of this. If I have anything to say, is that I've been really fighting off the urge to redo parts of this. And even now, part of me is like, but you could rebuild the book wall and do it all over in the new year. And then a bigger part of me is like, or you just want to buy books. Stop. So, no, I'm not going to rebuild the book wall. I am not going to count up how many books are actually on that fucking thing. I'm going to continue doing as I have been doing if it kills me. And maybe, at some point I will rebuild the book wall, but I don't think so. Honestly, I don't think so. I think that we're just to stick with this. And if we can stick with the idea that I had on Tuesday, where the only books I buy online are my own books, everything else, if I can buy it in person if I want to, but no online book purchasing, because I really don't buy books in person all that often, it should be good. However, I have a history of only holding to these until all my books come in, and I have books coming still. So that's the goal. That's what I'm going to try and hold it to. I don't know. I don't know. But yes, that is everything. Probably everything for this vlog. It is, what is it? 5:46 p.m. on Saturday, November 15th. I will talk to you in the next one next week probably. Um I think that will go up again next week because again I maybe not. Book outloaders take a while to come in, but I do have 3 books from bookshop.org coming in, 2 books from TikTok coming in. And that should be it. So we may still go up. I don't know how long it's gonna take. And then I have a book come from Book Outlet. So whatever week that comes is probably gonna go up on that week. But we'll see. We'll see. I will talk to you later. And goodbye.